I got Rambo's memorial coming, and yeah, I always got to do things special, but I wonder about offerings, and I just debate in my head like Rambo's gone and he's not getting this stuff, and you know, when we're all dead, it could just be some darkness and that's it, and this is all for nothing, or it could be something and it could mean something because I might see him again and we might have a conversation, and it might be all worth it. So I don't know what offerings are, but I just know that I want to remember him with some good people, and do the right thing by trying to remember him. I've commemorated him, and he had a nice funeral. I think this is kind of the funeral part two, I guess you could say. Um, I love Randall a lot and miss him a lot. And I didn't know I was gonna, at least what I feel like right now, live for so long and probably the rest of my life with just a void that is completely empty and that will never be filled, and it's just Rambo gone. And I guess I try to fill that void with the memories of Rambo, and pictures and video make us feel like they're just right there, but they're not right there. They're also just gone. Um, the memories that fade is the feeling. Rambo would come sit on my lap. I would pick Rambo up and have him in my arms. Um, him licking my face, me lying down, and him always trying to touch me. You know, he was the best dog ever. He was just fun, and petting his hair, scratching his head and behind his ears, even just what he smelled like. I remember the last time, and when I was burying him, and I was crying, and just thinking about how this is the last time I'm gonna pet his hair and kiss him and let him know that I loved him. That feeling is what really gets to you. And so I think that's why people say, they suggest getting a new dog or being around some dogs or whatever. I mean, I'm sure it's going to work for some people. It's not going to work for me. But I'm not like a dog perv, and it's like I have to be around dogs and touch them and pet them or anything. But it's just sad to miss them. It's sad to know that you're never going to touch your dog again or pet him again, and give him some treats and pet him on the head and scratch behind his ears, and have him sit, stay, and give paw and give the other paw, and you just don't want to forget that feeling. You don't. You don't want to be consciously remembering something and not remembering the actual feeling of it at the same time. That's gonna hurt inside. And that's kind of what's happening now, but I remember the feelings, but I'm worried about forgetting it, and I hope I don't ever, and I don't think I will, but he was great. And I gave him a bath and I dry him off, and he was fluffy. He was always curious and always wanted to run up to me and I remember coming home and he'd run out the door and he didn't even know what to do. He didn't know how to jump up and give me a hug, but he would just come to me and his tail would wag like crazy. And I would just pick him up and he'd be all over my face, you know. I'd scratch behind his ears or pet him or whatever. And then half the time he'd just jump down and run away or run around in circles and come back to me. It was just that excitement that he couldn't even contain himself or even know what to do with such excitement. I miss that feeling and how it felt to have him in my arms. Thankfully I remember it. I just don't ever want to forget it. And as much as I could say, you know, take pictures and videos of your dogs and your animal best friends, always try to remember how it felt to have them in their arms. Have them in your arms and love them and care for them, because that was great too. It was warming. And when you don't have that anymore, it's gone. So nothing replaces it. And maybe that's why some days I'm really sad. But I try to remember it and be happy and reminisce. So